Okay, crowd, calm down, calm down. I'm going to do something ordinary. You start off with a fresh piece of paper. This is watercolor, 40 pound, and it's good, expensive stuff. So I did some drawings. This was a sketch that I don't like at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take street chalk, and I'm going to block this out. Part that I don't like, or everything I don't like. So this is basically kind of priming the paper, which I ordinarily do anyway, whether it's brand new paper or what. And this is, oh, okay. I like to lay a ground down, prime it, so that my expensive French chalks aren't used up. If I was to prime this, I'd probably go through one or two of these pricey guys. So I do this. Maybe I'm taking a chance because I haven't done. Well, I guess I have, but I hope this looks decent. It's not covering like I thought it would, but what the heck? We're playing. Let's see what happens when we do it this way. So always the universal question, who works in pastels? Tiny one, little bit. And you play with it.
Yep.
So one of the things about watercolor paper, which I like to work on, is it's got the dimples in the surface, which I like. Some people use sanded paper, which I was going to bring an example of, but it's just like a very fine sandpaper that grabs your chalk. It's not a smooth surface. Well, actually, I kind of like the way this is going. I was hoping to get a completely solid color here, but it's turning out kind of rainbow-esque, which I think in the long run can actually be kind of good. There's certain things like gold leaf. I don't know if people are still doing it. Anybody who does it in the old style, they usually put a red ground on it so that if the gold cracks or you have an opening in the gold, the red comes through, which is a contrast, which is kind of nice. And you think, oh, well, if you're doing gold, you want it all to look the same, but something about the contrast and the breaking open is really actually pretty cool. So, like I said, I was hoping for a more solid. I guess I could have done the back, but let's play with this. You know, that's what most of our art often is playing, experimenting. I rarely know what I'm going to do when I start something. Sometimes. This one, Now, not only did is this an old mistake or something I didn't like, I should say, not necessarily a mistake. I didn't care for it. But sometimes, especially heavy paper like this, it warps. While storing, some sort of element gets close to it and you kind of like go, oh, that looks kind of ugly. So last night, because this had a warp all across here, I took this towel and I didn't wet it too much. I didn't want it soaking wet. And so I left it on the back side for about an hour, hour and a half. I went in last night before I went to bed and took it off, and this morning paper is dry, warp is gone. And you could do that with most every paper. You can readjust it either with moisture or with heat. I've done it with using iron in order to take creases. Real creases are difficult. I was looking at a couple of other pieces of paper I had that I might have been able to use today, but they had creases, and you're not going to get rid of that unless you're some sort of professional art restorer, and then I'm sure they have an answer for it, but paper's not very forgiving. So I received a picture on my Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and when I received it, I wrote my friend Marilyn Hay Gallagher, because she's been married from when I first knew her, which is in high school, which I'm hopefully seeing next month at our class reunion. But I wrote her back and I said, oh wow, that'd really make a cool pastel. And so she says, well, when you do it, let me see it. So I was thinking, she's pretty ill, so I'm thinking that when I see her, I'm going to give this to her. Hopefully it comes out well. So anyway, as you can see, it's a lot of blue wall, but it's not a perfect wall. It's got, like you see in Europe, and especially in Italy, where I've spent quite a bit of time, there's a lot of imperfection in the finishes, both inside and outside, especially outside. And what's kind of cool is they don't always fill the cracks and make everything perfect. They leave those cracks open. You can see the stone underneath the finish, and of course it's a slightly different color. So again, contrast comes into it, and so let's start off by going like this. Now I know that the whole thing is surrounded mostly by this wonderful blue. But it's not going to be just this blue. It's going to have 2 or 3 different blues. And since it's old, antiquated, I don't have to worry about, well, you probably already know that there's very few straight lines in nature, and so I don't have to worry that this is kind of, I don't have to be too terribly exacting here. Let's see. Feel free to ask questions and now I can tell already this piece of chalk is quite a bit harder than that soft pastel that I was. This is still considered a soft pastel, but it's, I can tell it's not going on as smoothly. You can see it's making more line, but that's okay. A real advantage is as I'm getting older and my nervous system is kind of getting a little weird, I get a little shaky in my old age, and pastels are perfect because it's not all that exact stuff that you might get in oil paints or acrylics. Pastels are very forgiving, not only the way that goes on, but the way you can also correct things by going over, or if you want to really block a color, I could go in here with a fixative, spray it, lock that color in, and then go over it like you're starting over.
I never thought of that. That would be kind of nice. That way you don't pick up the, when you put on the new color, you don't pick up the background.
Well, yeah, which is happening here. It's happening big time. But I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to...
Yeah, sometimes you want it, right?
Yeah, I suppose so. Now, my frame is I'm just kind of blocking this whole thing in, and then I'll do some refining after I get everything blocked in.
This is a softer one, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, than the other one. They're more fun.
Okay, now I'm going to jump to the outside. I want to go a little lighter than that. Well, oftentimes, now this is not true to the picture I'm going from, but I'm taking some liberty and making it changing nature.
Philip, you working vertically is making it much easier for us to watch you and see what you're doing, but is that your preferred method when you're home?
Oh, absolutely.
Ah.
Yeah. It's not as if, like, you know, I did that priming, because you don't want, the less it falls off, the better. But, yeah, I like the vertical. So now if I was going for perfection, I'd be kind of upset that this mark, which had, I don't think it's an oil pastel, but it's resisting here. But at this point, I don't care, because in the long run, that may very well add some sort of interest at the end. The other thing I like about pastels is you don't have to wait for it to dry as you would with oils or acrylics. And as you see, I'm kind of like whizzing along here. And it's absolutely fine with me. Does everybody get Stephen's sketches, zoomed up sketches on our site? Yeah, it's so much fun to watch you.
Yeah.
Of course, it's time lapse, but it does work really quick, even without the time lapse.
Yes, it does.
It just flows along with it. I admire that so much. Well, I admire anybody who does portraits, because that's really special.
It's a real eye-opener to time-lapse your work, though. It's like, oh.
Sure.
Especially on a longer piece, because you say, oh, wow, I just spent a whole bunch of time here, and then I obliterated it later on. Oh,
Well, that's your prerogative, isn't it?
Kind of forgot where I was headed.
So when you're working with When you wanna go to another color, you gotta wash your hands.
I've got this just in case I wanna, but I don't worry. You know, if I was doing something more exacting, like some of my pictures that I've taken pictures in Florence, Italy, and Siena and stuff. So those are incredibly realistic. So yeah, I keep my hands as clean as possible. So I'm doing fine detail. I have some examples of that upstairs, but
Can you use something beside your hand, like
oh yeah, people use Q-tips, they use paper towels. I like my fingers.
cosmetic things?
Cosmetic, yeah, a little spongy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little spongy
I can
things.
see that being good for this.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think, I'm not finding the green that I want, so I'm gonna go back here and use this. You know, just kind of, when you have an hour to hopefully finish up, you kind of, I'm not being very exacting, but that's kind of fun too. So, amazingly enough, that looks a little bit like glass. Let's see. Something is on the outside here. Looks like it might be fabric. And again, I'm changing the colors.
It's like a sun. It's almost like a sun.
And then we have over here something sort of greenish. That's blue. Should have brought more colors down, but I didn't. So we'll just fake it. Oh, I see.
That's nice.
I, I'm never afraid of color. The color is what is going to make your work pop out. I mean, just putting that on is pretty amazing.
Uh-huh.
So this is a shelf. Which you might also call a windowsill. And on the windowsill is a pot. Let's get something a little darker. The more I try and be exact, the more my nerves get a little shaky. Sorry, what?
I said it's very interesting how you have foreground and background.
That's called perspective.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah, it just seems to be, you know, it's just working. And a lot of the time, you can fake it through with color. Because now you start, you know, it's starting to come out at us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's be bold. There are some of these cracks that I was talking about, imperfection that happens to old houses. And again, I'm trying to create some contrast. I mean, this does not exist here in the picture, but I'm putting it in so that I start framing this in better. Excuse my sniffles. I got a nasal thing going. We're quiet out there.
Interesting to watch.
Great draw.
Doesn't mean we aren't art critics.
So if you mentioned using a fixative, do you have to, if you do that, does it dry pretty quick, or does it depend on the fixative?
Depends on, well, most fixatives
Dry pretty quick?
dry very quick.
Okay, so yeah.
So you either have a varnish,
Yeah,
which a couple, 3 years ago, I did some small pieces,
yeah,
9 by 12s, I think it was. And I was just really bored, and so I did about 15 of them. I do maybe 2, 3 a night,
yeah,
and each one would take about 15 minutes at the most.
yeah.
And I really liked all of them. And I didn't have any of the
Oh.
wonderful milk-based. I did have some, but the spritzer wasn't working, and I couldn't find another spritzer. But the milk-based fixative, which we have a bunch here, dries, and it leaves the true quality of the pastels. I had varnish at the time, spray varnish,
You varnished them?
and I took them outside and I varnished them. And it's okay, but you lose, it turns, the colors turn dark,
Yeah, okay,
but not the right dark.
not the right,
You can imagine color, varnish on color.
yeah,
You know, on oils, it doesn't make any difference, but with these soft pastels, it makes a really big difference.
okay.
So I set them aside, and my latest idea is to go back to them, and they're
Yeah.
varnished and they're darker. So go over with fresh pastels and do highlights and details,
Yeah,
and so to bring them out, so the new coat or the new application will jump off of that dark. So
Yeah,
I'll
that
have,
would work
I
well.
think that will really work.
Yeah.
And then fix that with the milk-based.
yeah, okay. Huh,
And-
yeah, experiment, right.
'Cause
Does the milk base be able to go into the paper once you varnished it?
it's on the surface, it has nothing to do with going into the paper.
Okay.
Is it like casein? Maybe?
Yeah, it's,
Maybe.
can't remember what it's called. It might be
I'll check it
casein.
out.
It's been used since Degas.
Yeah, yeah, it would come
Yeah,
up with
it's
a few
been around
different
for a
things
long
since then.
time. Yeah, it was done, that's why when you see his work, yeah, the
Yeah.
Louvre or Musée d'Orsay, I'm sure lots of places. I just thought I'd throw those words out for fun. But his colors are so vibrant. You know, his
Yeah.
horse riders, their shirts are just such brilliant colors.
You gotta go there to see it, right?
It helps.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some good, there's some good copies in magazines, but there's nothing like it with anything. The Van Gogh in Amsterdam was just
Yeah.
mind-boggling to see
Oh, man.
his real colors.
Haven't done that.
Because we've seen lots of copies, and
Yeah.
Starry Night looks really beautiful, but you see it in live, and it's
Yeah, it's so
really
cool.
is. So let's see, what am I doing here?
If anybody wants to kind of take their time and try pastels and stuff, we do have pastels in our little art kit that we have on the table during the week that I put out for anyone who wants to be an artist.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good, yeah. I'm gonna donate some watercolor, I think, to that. Maybe I'll pour it into the tubs or the pans. I was thinking maybe.
I
Because
think we
it's,
just need
they're
a
kind
new art
of
kit.
needing it. So he said he would anyway. Hope he does. I think I'll write a note and better.
What are you donating, Steve?
Oh, I was thinking in the Be an Artist kit, looks like they might need some more watercolor.
Yeah.
But we do have the pastel strands of,
We have about 20 of those metal
Yeah.
flip
I
open,
thought so.
those
Oh.
squares. They're
Really?
right in one of
They're in
those
there?
drawers there. There's gotta be 20 of them at least.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll put them in that other deal. That little box is kinda nice, but it's, need a little restored.
When you do come to the point you want to put details in, how do you get your chalk to form a fine point? I'm thinking wear it down, but
Well, something like this, it's got a fine point. These soft ones, you just find where it's worn down here and it's not here, you use this end. And you go soft, so it's not jumping in. You just gotta be creative.
Kinda like you're
And-
shaping the tool.
And this is
while
a
you're
little
using it.
harder. This pastel is much harder than this pastel, so you're gonna be able to get a finer line. And even, I don't ordinarily use oil pastels, but for final lines, I use sometimes, not often, sometimes I'll use oil pastels, then you can get a really defined hard line,
okay,
so.
thank you.
Sure.
And if you have time, I'd love to see the milk-based fixative that you use.
Oh, sure, we'll do that before we'll do that to finish off here. It's really good stuff. A tiny bit pricey, but you don't use a lot of it. Well, I'd like to maybe suggest that light is coming in through the window, therefore it's giving a little glow here. Certain, now I went over here, I don't like this, so what do I do? Boink. Gone.
Checking the prices on the milk-based fixative. How do you say Senelia?
Sorry, yeah,
Yeah,
the French product?
yeah.
Sennelier.
How do you say it?
Sennelier,
Senelia? Okay, all right.
I think. I don't know,
$37.
that's how I say it, but I don't know if that's necessarily right.
Yeah, really.
It's a tricky French, it's a tricky French word.
Spectrafix, is that what you're using?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, you got about $18 on that. 12 ounce spray bottle.
Actually, Beverly did the ordering after we talked about it a little bit,
Okay.
but she got it concentrated. Because
Oh.
the individual bottles are pricey.
Yeah, oh, so buy a
So we
concentrate?
got a better deal
Yeah,
on concentrated, which we have right in here.
cool.
And so as you read the directions
Good to
and
know.
dilute it.
Yeah, and then use your own spray bottle, yeah.
Yeah, and if you do, get a good spray bottle that's not gonna fail you.
That's the hard part.
It really is. The vehicle itself is challenging.
I think it's milk and alcohol.
Milk, alcohol,
Yeah. Huh.
So, as I, when I first did the priming and I was going, oh God, this is, it's not coming out as even as I would have liked. But then I gave it a couple of seconds thought and I thought, well, it's okay because look, everything is, so it makes no difference whether it was even or not, because it's all intermingled and let's make this more of a window. Rarely is anything truly white, unless you're looking at fabric. And even if you had a white shirt on, pure white, it's still going to reflect something, your surroundings. So rarely do you have anything that's pure white. And black is another example of there's no true black. Looks like I have a black cat. Is it not? She's not. Hank is not pure black. These really warm browns, if the sun, that's his true color, it just looks black. But look closely in the sun and it's the most beautiful red ermine color. Let's see.
I wonder if you can melt those oil pastels, like an encaustic. I never thought, I mean, I just thought of it just now because it, like, I don't know anybody that actually works in oil pastel, right?
Very few,
Yeah.
I know.
Right, but if you could heat it up and it would kind of flatten it out, I don't know.
Yeah, try it.
It might be worth trying.
But, you know, that's what encaustics are for.
Yeah, yeah, really, really, things will go the right
I
way.
have a friend in San Francisco that I met in Spain, of all places, at a
Oh.
late night flamenco performance. And it was only about 15 of us in a very small
Yeah.
room, and I could hear that they were speaking English, so I went over and introduced myself, and they were from San Francisco, an
Yeah.
artist, and his beautiful wife, who's a, I can't remember what she did. Anyway, so he does giant encaustics. I went to his studio.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had these big giant tables and big vats of wax,
Wax,
and blowers to take the fumes away.
Right.
But he does corporate buildings,
Oh, yeah.
artwork for
Yeah.
big business.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's quite a following. Well, I think I'm gonna probably leave it at that after, maybe, as I look back a little bit.
Yeah. That's nice.
Need some grounding here.
That's the softest dark color.
Well, yeah, I'm blending it in with these
Yeah.
blues and,
It's really nice. I seen the way it went on, real nice.
Do you live with this for a while and tweak it?
oh,
Or
I
you
don't know.
Just do it, you're done.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I might. But, you know, with our less than an hour, just playing, I think it works.
Cool. I think he inspired us, brother.
Well, good, I hope so.
Sorry, guys, my phone is being rebellious and it won't go on quiet.
Go to settings.
What's up?
Okay, one more thing. I'm just noticing that.
Ta-da!
There we go.
Thank you.
very inspiring. I've watched people draw, I've watched people paint. I've never watched a pastel artist at work before.
Well, now you know.
That is just fascinating.
I
Well-
do believe on the website we have one of his older ones too.
Oh,
That's
good.
on there.
Yeah, he did one a couple, few years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's been a while, huh?
Yeah, we've been around a while.
Yeah, I'm glad to have a new one.
Yes.
These, there's so many different brands of pastels. What did I do with my, got the box around here somewhere.
Which ones you got? Oh, there you are.
These are French pastel. These are the soft ones here. They're, I think this box was about $50. So they're not, you can get much more expensive.
Yep.
But these give you pretty true colors without having to spend a lot. And of course you could spend more.
Yeah.
But I got those through Blick. And that's pretty much who I deal with is Blick.
Yeah.
They're easy, they're dependable, they're fast.
Yeah, they are.
So if you want something in less than a week, Blick is a good one. And it's not coming from China.
Yep.
How do pastels hold up over the years? As far as in their box, do they deteriorate?
No,
No,
To know.
as a matter of,
neither will these colors. They're not going to deteriorate.
right.
I mean, even if you, I'm pretty sure, even if they were in the sun, they're not going to deteriorate. They use really good, well, good pastels are using good minerals or whatever they use. I don't know what they use. Anyway, so no, they're pretty long lasting and oh, we're going to fix this.
Yes, it's a mess.
Well, it's better than it was.
I got a light.
Oh, there's a light in here.
Oh,
I think I can see.
Gonna get to it?
Yeah, it's on the right.
Ta-da. So this is the Spectra Fix,
Yeah, okay.
and they're using Degas because it's what he used. Whoever invented it, pretty amazing. So, well, let's do this.
Anything or, no, let me know.
Sorry, what?
Oh, wow. Wait on, wow, really? Ooh.
What?
Changes the color. But it clears, right?
That's right.
Okay. Fingers will get tired.
That's what a spritzer that has the handle on it. rather than the
Better, yeah.
finger pump thing here. Because, yeah, it is hard on the finger.
Shall we, relieve you?
Do what?
You want somebody else to,
Oh, that's okay. See, this is already starting to clog.
Oh, so it dries, yeah, it dries up in the nostril.
No,
No?
it might later.
almost.
Well, in reality, the soft pastels should give it a second coat. We'll give it a little bit. See, this is kind of leaking out as well. I don't know if it's because of the pressure, being pressurized, but it's leaking out of the sides. Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.